My name is Aaron Thomas. I run a local real estate team here in Thurston County, Pierce County, Washington. We sell hundreds of homes a year. I've sold over 1,000 homes in my career. And so I'm going to break down something for you that everybody seems to have questions about right now in this area about should they purchase the dream house. And if you're looking at relocating to Olympia, be sure to check out our channel. We do videos for this area all the time. So in a real estate market, it goes up and down, right? There's cycles. So how do you know when to time making a dream purchase? You know, when you're going to upgrade, when you're going to move from maybe a townhome to a house that's on some property, and you're going to go from maybe 300,000 or 400,000 up to a house that's maybe 7 or 8. You're confused because the prices are coming down. Should you wait or should you buy now? So it's really natural tendency for people when the prices are coming down in real estate every single month. It's a really natural tendency for them to want to wait and let them keep coming down, right? Like, let's buy when it's lower and lower and lower. 100% it can make sense, but let me tell you when it doesn't make sense. When it doesn't make sense is when you're going to purchase that larger house, because the reality is you're never going to be able to hit the exact bottom, for one. And so right now in this current real estate market, when we're seeing month over month declines, I have a lot of people confused, a lot of people stuck. They're wondering, should we buy the next house? They're having a hard time because what they're doing is they're so concerned with selling their property and losing that money, but they forget what the gain could look like. And maybe you're in those shoes. Maybe you're thinking, you know, myself personally, I want to buy a lake house, right? At some point, it's always been my dream to buy a lake house. And right now, when I look at lakefront prices and waterfront prices, they're coming down too. And in fact, anything that is typically more expensive, again, there's the one-offs where the property is just so amazing, somebody's got to have it and they're going to pay over the asking price. But in a lot of circumstances, and I'm going to share with you today, those houses are actually drastically lower. And so you can purchase them at a discount right now. So that begs the question, you know, should you buy the dream home in a market where the prices are coming down? First, let's look and see what most people are forecasting for the future. Again, I'm in Washington State, Thurston County market, so we know more or less, we have an idea of what the experts are saying is going to happen to our home prices just based off of supply and demand, okay? So supply is still very low historically. We're sitting at about 1.5 months of supply. Once we get to 6, that triggers what we call a buyer's market. Right now, what's occurring is we have high interest rates. And so that has created a pullback in the market. And so when monthly payments are high, people don't want to pay more, right? And it makes sense because maybe their payments can be $1,000 a month higher, right? The reality is a lot of people can't afford that. They just simply can't do it, so they don't qualify. And that's one of the reasons why prices are acutely correcting right now. So for you, this may be a tremendous opportunity. So let me go over some numbers here real quick just to paint some light on this situation. So I'm looking at the numbers right now for a lakefront property in our area back in the spring. Well, a lot of people were shopping. Prices were a little bit higher, but let's see what was happening then. So a waterfront property in our area, again, I'm specifically taking the same sample of lakefront property, just so everything is identical, right? So back in the spring, in a snapshot of time, 3 months, this is what people were doing, okay? Original list price, this is what the property was put on the market for. Averages out to $1.2844. And the actual sold price was $1.29778. So everybody that made this purchase, there's 9 different purchases here, they had to pay on average $2,334 more for the property. And if we were to take all the recent sales, so in the last 45 days, so again, acutely because the market has changed. So let's look at the last 45 days. The original list price, slightly higher, doesn't mean that values went up. It just means this is a particular set of homes that sold that were on the water. So there were a few priced a little bit higher. 1.336970, so 1.3 million. And here's where the opportunity comes in. It's, what did these actually sell for? Can you get a deal right now? If you were specifically looking at this waterfront in the spring, and now you're looking at it now, and you're thinking you don't want to purchase because the prices are going down, in reality, this is a tremendous opportunity. So sold price, 1.141. So a savings of $195,970. So people that bought in the spring paid on average $2,000 extra. The people that bought recently in the last 45 days, they almost saved 200 grand each. So I'm seeing this time and time again. So that's in a dream home scenario, right? Let's say you don't care about waterfront. Let's say you just want to make the upgrade. You want to go from a townhome to maybe a house that's bigger, maybe it's on some property. Reality is it's going to be worth more, right? So let's look at the numbers there. And again, this is to answer the question for those people out there that own a home and they're wondering if they should sell that house now. They're scared, they think they're losing money, right? So I actually met a homeowner like this, owned a townhouse, looking to go to a bigger home. And so here's what the numbers look like. So we paid close attention to the average sales price in the spring. Okay, I got it sitting right in front of me. $501,977. So roll back the last 30 days, $477,638. So we're talking about, what's that, $24,000 difference? So the homeowner sees it as a $24,000 loss. Why would I sell my home when it's down $24,000? Well, we have to look in the same context. What's he trying to buy? So when we crunch the numbers on that, what we found is that in the last 45 days, they were coming on at an average of about an $80,000 discount. So again, when you're upgrading, there's a better chance you're gonna get an exponentially better deal when you're upgrading now, because at some point when the real estate market recovers due to these high interest rates, it's not gonna look like this. Those deals will dry up pretty quick. A lot of people don't agree, but if you look at supply and demand and you look at the economics of it all, there's a very strong likelihood that the moment interest rates start recovering, there's gonna be a lot of these buyers sitting on the sidelines that are going to jump back in. And what's going to happen is there's going to be competition for those properties. And right now they're removed from the equation. And that's why people are having to drop prices. Sellers are having to drop prices to get their property sold. And it's true. So if he makes this move, it's going to have a higher interest rate. But the interest rate doesn't last forever. It only lasts forever if you keep the same mortgage. So in many cases, next year should be a decent real estate market, less transactions overall. There are going to be some people who scoop up some really good deals right now, because when less people are buying, that's always a good time for you to actually consider making the purchase, only if you're going up and you're upgrading. Because if the shoe was on the other foot and you were selling something that was a downside situation and you were going to lose the 80 and you were going to go to the townhome, where you're gonna maybe save only 27 or 24,000, whatever it was. You see the difference? It's the opportunity lost in acquiring something that is a more valuable asset in a market where month over month the values are actually declining. All right, so I ran one more example. For those of you that are thinking of upgrading, our sort of entry-level luxury or mid-level luxury price, 900 to 1.2 million in our area. If I look at the numbers from back in the spring, if I capture that period of time, 3 months, even if I go beyond that, average purchase price around $1,012,000 and purchase price $1,004,000. So you would have paid nearly the asking price at $1,012,000. So there's basically an $8,000 rough under asking price. So about $8,000 savings, right? Just $8,000. If we're to look at the same type of data now in the last 45 days, we've got an average purchase price of $1,163,486, but a sold price after negotiations and everything is done of $986,714. So we're talking there's a $176,772 difference there. So again, people are buying properties, those entry-level luxury properties, lakefront, waterfront, numerous examples here of people buying at a discount, roughly $150,000 to $200,000. So is now a good time to purchase? I don't know. After hearing that, I think it is. If you're chasing that luxury property, now is going to be the best time to actually get a deal. So we do a ton of videos here for Thurston County, Pierce County, Washington. If you're thinking of relocating, definitely reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to get you any kind of information about the local area for the purposes of relocating, or if you already live here and you're thinking of marketing your property, we can help with that too.